Hello, this is another random watch video, and I have a particular piece today that I don't see anywhere on YouTube, and it's a shame because it's actually probably one of the nicest pieces that I have in my collection. It's an Orient Star Standard WZ0301EL, and it has a very distinct dial, like most Orient Star watches do. They're very unique, and it's definitely something that I had never seen until I picked it up in Akihabara this year. So, without further ado, as you can see, very interesting looking dial. This is brown. It is rose gold for the indices. You have a date window at the 9 o'clock, which is very interesting, luminous hands, and a power reserve indicator kind of at the 1 o'clock area, which once again is just very, very unique. This strap is the original strap, and it is very, very nice, very comfortable. And as you can see here, a signed buckle, a signed crown. And like all Orient movements, they tend to be about 40 hours for power reserve. If you don't know the history of the movements that are in these watches, they actually are Orient's reworking of several older Seiko movements. Of course, they're owned by Epson Seiko, and they've just continued to make their own unique designs. And something like this, which is so interesting to look at. I mean, if you take a look at this, we've got this vertical striping that's on the dial, very unique. There's just something about it that is so different. And of course, an exhibition caseback. All the Orient Star movements and cases and everything are made in Japan. So you can see some perlage on there. It's and even some vertical striping on the rotor. It's just so unique. This actually does come in a couple of colors. An ivory, which I almost bought in lieu of this one, but this was just a knockout. And then there's also a blue version, which you can actually pick all these watches up on eBay. I think this particular model is discontinued because they've started making one with an open heart, which isn't really my bag personally, but it's just such an interesting piece, and it's definitely up there in my collection. You probably saw the earlier video that I did with the fifth watch, which was a specific piece. I've kind of developed in my collection. I have quite a few interesting pieces, and this is definitely one of them. So, a short review, just some general things as far as movement, specs. Like I said, 40-hour power reserve. I believe this is a 21600. I don't think they do any high beat movements, which is kind of a shame, but at the same time, this thing should probably last for a good 30-40 years, just even if you just left it on its own without any kind of servicing. Obviously, I won't be doing that. The other thing is the case is actually a 39.5. It's kind of it's interesting because in these days of big dials and big watches, this is kind of in between. And of course, if you've seen any of the Orient Star classics, they tend to be 38.5. So it's kind of a smaller size. For me, I enjoy dress watches, and I tend to like them in a smaller size. This one's just kind of, in a pocket where it should be. And so I'm going to go ahead and try and put this on my wrist, so if you can give me just a moment. I have never actually measured my wrist. I know it's pretty big. So we'll try that. And so you can kind of see what this looks like. And I'm going to move the camera up because I didn't plan this. There we are. And there she is. Just a very, very interesting piece. So, hope this is helpful, and you can find these online. They are out there in the wild. Mine was a steel. Typically, you're going to see these for about $375, $400. Retail listing was 60,000 yen, which is about $575. I got mine for $277, and I'll tell you what, money well spent, friends. So, forgive the smudge on the on the face there. Oh, the other thing, both of these crystals are actually sapphire. I mean, they do it up at Orient Star, I have to say. So, anyway, hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, certainly leave them in the comments. I don't have a watch channel. I'm just putting this out there. I might put a couple other videos up today. And there we are. All right. Have a good day.